The University of Pavia is one of the oldest universities in the world, founded in 1361 and offering degree courses in all fields of study. Students are welcomed into the friendly and dynamic atmosphere of the city campus, full of culture enriching their life. The university is an active promoter of research in collaboration with the world's most prestigious academic institutions. The International Department of the University of Pavia is strengthening the international vocation of our academic institution by implementing several projects spread around the world. Since 2020, Pavia is one of the 7 historical universities founding the European Alliance EC2U, European Campus of City Universities. This multicultural and multilinguistic consortium works hard to transmit sustainable development values and brings them into the daily life of academics and citizens. All the activities in Pavia are organized in synergies with the municipality and local associations, with the main goals of developing an innovative space, allowing mobility to flow freely between the 7 universities and cities, and contributing to overcome cliched views of regional and national identities by promoting social inclusion. The University of Pavia strongly believes in such international and ambitious projects, which allow the institution to be in the leading position toward adaptation to changes and search of new paths to explore and new life-changing discoveries to be made.
Great. Welcome everybody to this webinar, as you saw from the University of Pavia, where you joined in to hear more about the program Medical and Pharmaceutical Biotechnologies to prepare you for the future. Now, hopefully the next 30 minutes or so will do that for you and provide you all the information. We will go over to the speakers in just a minute. But before that, I would like to briefly explain to you a bit how this works and how you can interact with us, because you have different ways at your fingertips. My name is Luc Mulling. I'm the moderator of today. And you can first of all already say hi, where you're from, like I see some people have done through the chat. So thanks for doing that, just to see it's nice to see where everybody's logging in from. Of course, if you have any questions, you can do that through the panel called Questions. There you can write your questions at any time for the live audience, and we will be answering them at the end. For the people that are watching the recording, you can also still use that. So you can interact in all ways as well. Of course, we cannot answer your live questions, but they will be sent through to the staff at the University of Pavia. Also, I will open up some polling questions, so you will see that pop up, and that will be throughout the session, just to know a little bit more from you. And lastly, we have a little fun part. I already see some people, I saw that some people found those. You can react with us through emoticons. So you can give a little interaction just to have a bit more fun part and interactivity going on, exactly just to give us a thumbs up or anything that you want to give us some feedback. Thanks. Great. So we will start off with the introductions. We will go over first to the Professor Roberto Ciccone. He will present himself and his co-presenter, and then the student and the other staff member. So go ahead, Roberto.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roberto Ciccone. I'm Professor of Medical Genetics and the Dean of this master program.
Yes. And with you?
With me, we have Professor Sottile.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Virginie Sottile. I'm a professor here at the University of Pavia also, and I teach on stem cell biology in particular. So I will talk to you a bit more about that later.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Great. And we have also a student with us. Hello, Elena.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elena Del Grosso, and I'm a PhD student in experimental medicine at the University of Pavia.
Perfect. So we go over to you later, and also to Beatrice. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, thank you everyone for being here. I'm Beatrice Vecchio. I work in the International Relations Department of the university, and I'm here to give you as much information as possible on all the practical aspects of applying to our wonderful universities. Enjoy.
Great. Thanks a lot. And we can start the presentation. Roberto.
Okay. So the medical and pharmaceutical biotechnologies course was created about 10 years ago. And after a few years, it became a highly successful course. It is really appreciated from both from students graduated here in Pavia, but also from students graduated in other Italian universities. As you can see, the admissions have greatly increased during the last 7 years. Nowadays, we have roughly 180 admissions per year. But recently, we decided to review and renovate this course, essentially for two reasons. First of all, we reasoned that this course should be taught in English in order to increase its international relevance and also to reach a wider group of students. Moreover, as you know, biotechnologies rapidly evolve. So nowadays we have biotechnologies and subjects that were really underdeveloped or even didn't exist 20 or 15 years ago. So for this reason, we decided to review the entire course to add some new subjects. So this is the general structure of the new medical and pharmaceutical biotechnology course. There is a year one, a common track, where students will learn about stem cells, technologies, human genetics and genomics, RNA technologies, protein engineering, biomarkers, and molecular diagnostic techniques. At year two, students have the possibility to choose between two distinct tracks, the biomedical track and pharmaceutical track. The biomedical track is essentially focused on mechanism of diseases, non-pharmaceutical therapies like immunotherapies, gene therapy, cell therapies, clinical trials, etc. The pharmaceutical track is oriented toward, deals with new drug development, quality controls, nanobiotechnology, etc. This is the syllabus of the new course. At the first semester, there are courses about cell technology, genetics and genomics, RNA technologies, drug discovery, biomarkers, and biomedical diagnosis. The second semester is focused on the root of diseases like genetic diseases, metabolic diseases, degenerative and cancer, and cancer diseases. It is important to underline that there is a lot of practical activity during the first year. Students will have about 140 hours of practical activities. Most of this will be spent in our brand new laboratories. Others will be spent in a computer room. The courses of the second year medical track are essentially non-pharmaceutical therapies are focused essentially on non-pharmaceutical therapies like gene therapy, vaccines technologies, but also on pharmaceutical therapies, drugs and diseases. There are courses about techniques in pathology and courses dedicated to intellectual property and preclinical and clinical trials. Most of these courses are concentrated in the first semester because the second semester is essentially dedicated to 3 extra subjects that the student can choose among a number of subjects available in our course, but it is also dedicated to the research project needed for thesis preparation. The courses of the second year pharmaceutical track are biotechnological drug discovery, analytical techniques for biotechnological drugs, quality controls, and industrial processes for drug production and nanobiotechnologies. Again, most of these courses are concentrated in the first semester, while the second semester is essentially dedicated to the research project for thesis preparation. Okay, now Professor Sottile will give you some more details about the content, the topics, and the activities of our course.
Thank you, Roberto. So yeah, I will illustrate a little bit of some of the topics that are particularly interesting, I think, probably for you, because they illustrate the way the course has evolved over the years in order to really integrate the new topics in the field of biomedical research in general. And I'm particularly interested in this because, as I mentioned at the start, I teach on stem cell biology and applications of stem cell biology, and this is part of the course. And this is obviously a topic that has emerged as an interesting field for biomedical applications. And the same is true for other such areas of research that have evolved recently. For example, disease modeling in vitro and the use of 3D models such as organoids. So all of these elements that are highly relevant to the science today will be taught on the course, together with techniques in tissue engineering, nanotechnologies, and their applications both for diagnostics but also for drug delivery, gene therapy, and also specifically targeted drug delivery for therapy. The area of personalized medicine in general is one of great interest and is obviously represented in the course as well. And we can talk about that if you're interested. There are different aspects of the teaching that will relate to personalized therapies. Obviously, the boom in technologies supporting immunotherapies and CAR T cells is also part of the course, and you will learn more about that on our course. And finally, supporting techniques also that are important to research and maybe not just therapy, but also research, such as cell banking and tissue banking are also covered. So this is just to give you an idea that we cover a wide range of topics, and obviously these are spread between year 1 and 2. I will also point out another aspect that might be of interest to you. As Roberta said, there's also the possibility to choose from selected topics. So each student can select subtopics that are of interest to integrate to their training. And among the subjects that are available for choice, here is the list. I will not go through one by one, but you can see that they range from supporting technologies such as advanced imaging, for example, or medical statistics, or bioinformatics, which are really technologies that can be applied to a wide range of subjects, to more specific areas of biotechnologies, for example, assisted reproductive technologies, which again is a great font of positions, let's say, for students who study biotechnology, so that might be of interest. We also have more targeted lessons on and sessions on forensics and applications of technologies that will be directed towards forensics. So again, that might be of interest to particular students within the course. And this is the beauty of it, that there is an element of choice in the teaching offer that you will have access to in this course. So this part will be a subset of the credits needed to validate the course, but nevertheless, this is an important part, I think, of the range of topics that will be covered. I will also maybe spend a bit of time to talk about a very, very important component of the course, which is the thesis preparation in relation to a research project. So each student will do a research project as part of their course, and this is done towards the end of the 2 years, so after the completion of the third semester. The duration ranges between 8 months to a year, so this is based on the research themselves and obviously the agreement with the host lab as well. And the research can be done in a range of laboratories. So Pavia itself has a great research community with different sites. So the campus where myself and Roberto work has got a lot of different research labs that can host projects. But we also next door to the San Mateo University Hospital, which is a very large hospital that also has research activities and can also offer some projects. So all of these would be within the same physical area. But we also have students who select to do their research projects in a biotech company or pharma company, and this is also possible through the course. It just needs to be something that is agreed between the course faculty and the hosting lab. But we have students that have gone to do their projects in pharma companies or in other research centers. So, for example, at the moment, I'm co-supervising a student who's gone to a hospital in Milan to do his research project. He's going to validate the project with us, but he has gone physically to do it there because he was interested in one aspect that they developed there. So there is flexibility in the arrangement for the project. And finally, there's also the possibility to take part in the Erasmus training program. So this is a very quick overview, but this is to illustrate that the research project is part of the course. It is a very important component also in terms of credits that are awarded, and rightly so, I guess, for this kind of training. The topics are very flexible, and they go from preclinical research to translational research and more clinical applications. They go to diagnostics as well. So all of this is to be discussed based on the quality of the project, but there is flexibility in this. So this is also an element of choice that is ultimately down to the student to select according to their preference. So what does happen after the course? Well, once you graduate from this course, what we can say based on the experience that Roberto has illustrated at the very beginning is that our students are highly rated by employers. So this type of training, which is both based on lessons and in-class teaching, but also practical teaching, is highly rated at the end because you will get hands-on experience. And it opens to different types of careers. So again, to give you an idea, we have had students going to medical diagnostics lab, but also to work in biotech industries or in product development, so a much more applied route. We also have students who have gone on to exploit their knowledge, scientific knowledge, more into the science writing and science communication field. We also have students who are interested in getting into clinical trial management, for example, because again, they will have had some knowledge of different kinds of therapies, and this is then useful to go on to work in clinical trials. Finally, one of the large proportions of our students go to towards a research path, and this means going to do a PhD. And again, Pavia has got a number of PhD programs that could be of interest to our students, for example, translational medicine, pharmaceuticals, and others. But obviously, you can go and do a PhD also wherever you want once you have such a qualification. There is also in Italy a system that is called the Scuole di Specialità, which is basically a postgraduate type of training program that is offered again to students who qualify, and this is again allows you to further your interest and your experience in research. So again, there are different routes after the qualification. I will then briefly illustrate, and then we can talk about that again in a bit more detail, but illustrate what the requirements are for applying to this program. So as you can see, you would have to have a bachelor degree in a relevant subject to this course. And you would also have to have had proof, let's say, that you have studied before in this area, so as not to be totally lost at the start of the course, obviously. There is also a requirement, obviously, because the course is in English, to show a certain level of English to be able, again, to follow the lectures and to interact with the teaching staff. So again, this is described here, and we can answer questions after that, but this is to illustrate what is needed to be able to apply. There is a committee that will evaluate all the applications. So again, this is part of the admission process. And again, we encourage you, if you have specific questions, to go on to the website that you can access with the QR code here, because it will give you more information on this kind of criteria and on the process of admission and selection to the course. So with that, I will conclude, and thank you, and I'll speak to you later.
Okay, thank you very much. That is the first part of this presentation, and we will continue with the students. Elena.
Hi, everyone. Today, I'm happy to be here to have the opportunity to talk about my project and my experience at the University of Pavia related to this master degree program. I'm a biotechnologist. I got my bachelor's degree in biotechnology in 2017 and master degree in medical and pharmaceutical biotechnology in 2020. Afterward, I decided to leave Italy and start the Erasmus Traineeship project at the Maastricht University in March 2020. But as we all know, COVID pandemic stuck, and after 20 days, I was sent back home. Once safely at home, I started my PhD in experimental medicine in the experimental surgery lab. And now I'm in the UK at the University of Surrey for another Erasmus Traineeship project. And I would like to talk about my experience at the University of Pavia, and I will be totally honest. When I enrolled into this course, I was concerned about the high number of the exam, and each exam consists of several assignments and assessment. And I was right to worry because for the point of view of learning, it was really cognitive demanding. But for the point of view of teaching, it was very good. The teaching staff is highly experienced. They deliver lectures in an engaging and clear manner. And at the beginning, I wasn't sure about my choice. But when I started my project in 2019, at the end of the first year of this master degree, I realized that I really like doing research. So today, I would like to talk about my project, and which is I started this project during my master degree, and now I continue this project during my PhD. So at the beginning of the second year of my master degree, I start this project, and I had the opportunity to focus on a research project in the field of 3D bioprinting applied to bone neutral capture therapy. And the reason why we choose to exploit the 3D bioprinting model for our studies come from the fact that this model better recapitulates the real complexity of solid tumors in vivo when compared to 2D models, which is crucial for the development of effective treatments. Osteosarcoma is one of the most frequent primary malignant bone tumor that occurs in children, adolescents, and young adults. And osteosarcoma has limited treatment option and the bone neutron capture therapy is an experimental alternative radiotherapy treatment that could allow a less aggressive surgery by killing infiltrative tumor cells in the surrounding healthy tissue. And 3D bioprinting is an innovative and attractive technique consisting of depositing layer by layer a combination of biomaterials, biological components, in order to recreate the 3D construct that can be used for biological and pharmaceutical tests and studies. At the beginning, it was very hard to set up all the parameters, but now we have a standardized protocol. Therefore, I'm here in the UK because in order to better recreate the microenvironment of the tumor model, we need vascularization. So at the beginning of my second year of PhD, I started looking for a lab that deals with tissue engineering in vascular field on a daily basis. And this is how I end up in the Surrey University. So, and this is the work in progress. As a part of this research project, I have been working with a lot of skilled professionals from different departments, for instance, engineering and physics. And this is really helped me to learn new things and open myself to collaboration, which is something really valuable in the scientific research. Also, I encourage the experience abroad because it opens your mind. Working with people from all over the world is a unique experience. On top of that, the delivery language of the course is in this master degree program is English, which is super important in science because science discovery are nowadays disseminated almost exclusive in English. And this degree program will allow you to find work in different fields. For example, a lot of my colleagues, ex-colleagues, work in hospital laboratories, pharmaceutical industry, or at the university. A lot of them are doing their PhD in the same university where they did their Erasmus project after master degree, or they do different studies all around Europe. The master degree allows students to develop not only their skills in the view of future career in academics, but also abilities that can be exploited outside the university. Therefore, I strongly advise you to continue your education by pursuing the master degree in medical and pharmaceutical biotechnology, and I'm sure you will enjoy it as much as I did. So thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you, professors, for sharing, Elena, your experience. As I said at the beginning of our presentation, I'm going to tell you something more about our city and our university, so you can have a first idea of what is University of Pavia and what it can offer us in terms of student life. So first of all, where is Pavia? Pavia is located in the northern part of Italy, and it's just 30 minutes away from Milan. It's a city campus tailored to your needs. What does this mean? It's a small town, much smaller than Milan. It's a medieval, gorgeous little town that will allow you to have a quality of life that the big city doesn't allow you to have, but at the same time being really close to Milan, it also would allow you to eventually move and work there and find opportunities in the bigger city as well. On one side, we've got Milan, the big city. On the other side, we have a gorgeous countryside, amazing landscape, medieval villages, and amazing food and wine for some, for whose interest. With a little bigger view, we have Milan just 30 minutes away, Cinque Terre is in Liguria, the seaside, just 1 hour by train, and Como Lake and Garda Lake, more or less 1 hour by car or train. So gorgeous places to visit around the town in your free time when you're not too overwhelmed from studying and preparing your exams. The university has a long history. It was founded in 1361. We have nowadays around 26,000 students, of which 1,500 are international students. The international students community is growing year after year, and we are very excited about this. We work very hard to create new English taught programs and create also the international environment the university deserves also. We have around 900 professors that work in 18 departments with 13 areas of study. And among the services where we have a language center, career service, counseling service, several libraries, 1 sports center, and 5 canteens spread around the whole city campus. A special aspect of living and studying in Pavia is being able to access one of the 22 university residences. I will get to this aspect a little bit more thoroughly in a second. We are a university that is driven to internationalization, I told you before, and how we do this. We have several mobility opportunities. We're increasing the number of English taught programs and bilingual degree programs, both in Italian and English, double degree, joint master's degrees, and language courses are at our language center. We are an advanced research university with the internal research centers, as well as with partnership with other Italian and international research centers as well. And we're also job-oriented university. We offer services for our students to help them find a job. Around 91% of our university graduates find work within 1 year. And this is a very good percentage, a little bit higher than the national average. Tuition fee, this is a very important aspect. I haven't seen questions about this yet, but I will try and explain you how it works. Tuition fee for our international students can be divided into types. So you would have the choice to choose to pay in a regional tax plus a variable fee. The regional tax is the same for everyone, is 156 euros. Plus, the variable fee depends on your family and economic situation, and of course on the area of study as well. And this can go from 0 up to 4,500, more or less, roughly, per year. To access this type of tuition fee, you would have to provide several documents to show your family's economic situation. Whether the other option we offer to international students is based on their citizenship and area of study. So in this case, we're talking about a scientific program. Tuition fee, depending on your citizenship, could be 400 euros, 1,500 euros, or 4,500 euros. This depends on your citizenship. You can find out by contacting the welcome office, or already while applying, you can have the specific bracket where your country fits in. We also offer scholarships to our students, both international and non. EDISO scholarship is the regional scholarship, and what it can offer is free accommodation in one of the colleges, 1 year per day, a sum of money, and also the university fee exemption. In order to apply to a DISU scholarship, well, you have to keep in mind that the opening of the application for the scholarship is during summertime. So right after you will be accepted, and once you will have already the opportunity to enroll to the university, at the same time, the application for the scholarship will open, and you can apply and access to either the sum of money or all the services, depending on your family economic situation, as always, and at the same time, based on the merit and academic regularity. I spoke about collegi a couple of times. I want to tell you a little bit more about this. As I was telling you, we are a city campus. Colleges are spread around the city and have a long history. There are many perks about living in one of the colleges, and I want to show you a little bit, a short video to make you understand the fun aspect about living in a college. Look, can you play it for us?
Okay, it's coming, loading up.
Thank you very much, Luke. So as you can see, this video had a lot of students having fun. It was actually an event that all the colleges in the town organized. It's a treasure hunt they made last year or a couple of years ago. And well, the fun aspect of living in a college you could perceive from the video, but there are some other aspects that are important. For example, living in a public accommodation like a collegio, it's way more affordable than living in a private accommodation like a private flat. So here you can have an idea of all the services also of that the collegio offers you. So you have libraries, computer rooms, canteen services, cooking areas, and sport facilities. As per the cost, living in a collegio can go from 350 euros, whether living in a private flat or either a studio flat can go up to 600 euros. The collegio has limited spots, so you would have to apply to get into a collegio, and you have to do it the same way, more or less, as you do it for the scholarship. So during summertime, application for the colleges will open as well. Other services that we offer is the sports center. As I think you can see in the background a little bit of the city. We have a beautiful river crossing the city, and one of the most practiced sports from our students are canoeing, rowing, and our university teams won lots of national championships throughout the year. So we're very proud of them. I want to give you a general idea of how much would it cost to live in Pavia. Summing accommodation, food, study cost, and social life, this can be very variable depending on your standards, but we can count that you could live in Pavia as a student for 600, 700 euros per month. We are an international university, and I said something before about the exchange program. Here are some of the examples. As in Coimbra Group, we have overseas exchange programs and Erasmus programs as well. For the Erasmus program, you can either choose to take a semester abroad and as a student, or also, as the professors explained before, you can also do the Erasmus traineeship program. This would allow you to do your research abroad and complete also your thesis. What do we do for students who come here and want to work as well? First of all, if you're an international student with a D student visa, you are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week, so a part-time job. And considering what Elena told us about how much you will have to study, that could be enough. But you can work outside of the university, and to be completely honest with you, knowing a little bit of Italian would definitely help you in finding a part-time job. But inside the university, you have some options as well. You can take a curricular internship if it's part of your study plan. You can apply for a part-time job within the university, or also a tutoring position for one of the courses. We also have a placement service for students who just graduated or are going to graduate, that will allow you through different job search platforms to find opportunities either in Italy or abroad. We also attend lots of career events and fairs, and also have career coaching services. So why choose Pavia? Let's sum it up. We have a really long history of excellence. So we are an excellent university. It's a small town, as I told you. It's lively and safe, but at the same time, really near to Milan. So you would have a really high quality of life, but with affordable costs. We have a unique residence system, the collegia I told you about, and we have a huge student community that, as I told you, is growing year after year. I will leave you here the contact information of the welcome office that is always available to reply to all the questions you might have, even in the next day. You can contact them via mail, via phone, or also book a video call with them. It's all for me, and I would pass on to the question and answer section.
Yes, thank you, Beatrice, and thank you, all of you, already for your good presentations. I think that was already giving a lot of information. Thanks a lot. But if there are still doubts or any questions you may have, this is the moment. We already received quite some questions, so I will go through them. Just to emphasize also for the people that are watching the recording, you can also still write your questions. So you can do that through the panel called questions, and then we can come back to them, of course not now live, but they can be sent through to by email to the staff of the University of Pavia, so they can come back to you. All right, let's get going with the questions. We had a question from Asel. Can the English certificate be not submitted if my bachelor degree was entirely in English?
Yes, I will reply to this. I saw there are a lot of questions about the English certificates, so I hope with one answer to cover them all, but unless I don't, just ask me again. So yes, we will have, we would need from your previous university a statement that states that you have completed your bachelor in English. I see that you're also asking what other certifications are accepted, and I read that someone asked about the Cambridge first level. certificate. We do accept these certificates. Among others, there's also Pearson. I saw that someone asked about Duolingo. Duolingo is accepted, and more or less every certification that is accepted from the Ministry of Education in Italy will be accepted. At the same time, if you will be attending the interview, the professors will also have a chat with you in English, and that will be an extra proof of your knowledge of the language.
Okay, great. Thank you, Beatrice. I hope indeed that took care of the questions regarding the English certificate. Otherwise, let us know. Oksana had a question. Please, do you take a medical student who wants to transfer from the Ukraine due to the crisis?
So I will try to reply as well. Oksana, in order to transfer to the medical program, I would suggest you to contact the Welcome Office directly and see what it can be done in your specific case. In this case, if you want to attend the medical and pharmaceutical biotechnologies master degree, I would say that you have to own a bachelor degree already if you want to apply to this program. In your case, if your citizenship is Ukrainian, you would have tuition, the application fee waived. So for Ukrainian students applying to the university during this intake, there is no application fee. It's a little bit more complicated than, this question is not very easy depending on the case. Of course, we'll have to value it, and depending on how much you've studied already, do you have a bachelor or not? I would suggest you to contact the Welcome Office and evaluate your specific situation.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hopefully that answered your question, Oksana. Otherwise, let us know. Next question from Anna. Can I apply to this program with an FCE certificate if I get it more than 3 years ago? It has unlimited duration, she adds.
Yes, as I said before, first certificate is accepted, even if it was taken 3 years ago, and most likely during the interview, your English knowledge will be assessed once again.
Okay, next question was from Esther around the English language certificate. I guess that has been answered. Otherwise, let us know, Esther. Question from Valeria. Please tell me on what date are the interviews planned for the program? And I saw another person asking about that as well in the chat. So yeah, Mercia, could you let us know a little bit about that? Beatrice?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I was waiting for the professors if they had more specific answers than me. This depends, of course, if Valeria, you applied yet or not. Depending on this, we have a application calendar, and that will more or less let you know when you will get the results. It's usually around 4 or 6 weeks after your application. So first of all, I would have to understand if you applied yet or not. And if you have applied yet, you will receive soon an email stating and planning the day of your interview with the committee. If you haven't applied yet, the next intake will open in 2 days and will be open till the 31st of May. If you apply during this last intake, you'll get the interview more or less during the month of June, and get your results by the end of June. If you have any more specific things you want to know, just let me know with another question.
Sure. We did get thumbs up, so maybe that was giving the answer. So thank you. Question from Anna. Do you accept students from Russia?
I'll get this one too. Yes, we do accept students coming from all over the world. No citizenship restrictions.
Great. Good to hear. Thank you. Liam, I think your question has been answered. Otherwise, let us know. Esther, I think so as well. Your question was before, I think, the presentation about scholarships or funding. So Beatrice went over that. Do let us know if you need, if you have another question on that. I will also share a link to the program overview in just a minute, where you can find more information on the requirements and how to apply. So that's coming up. Valeria, I think that was answered, right? When will the first results of the selection of the interview be known? That is answered, I think, Beatrice.
Yes, and again, if Valeria, if you have applied already, I don't have your specific situation right now, but if you have applied already, you will get your results by mid-May, so the 15th of May. Otherwise, the 30th of June.
Yes, exactly, like you mentioned. So the program link is coming up on your screen right now. So bear with me 1 second. So you'll find it right here. So if you click on that, it will open up the website where you can find the information. I think Marcia, that takes probably care of your question as well. Otherwise, let us know. Maybe a question regarding the English test, if Duolingo test is acceptable.
Yes, as I mentioned before, Duolingo is accepted, but I would say that in this case, again, during the interview, your knowledge of the language will be assessed again.
And just to clarify for Anna, are the interviews online? Yes.
Yes, the admission interviews, the evaluation interviews will be held online.
Valeria, where can I find questions to prepare for the interview?
I will leave these answers to the professors if they have any suggestion.
Well, actually, the questions will be based on the background of the candidates. So it's hard to answer properly to this question because the interview will be tailored on the base of the preparation of the students, so of the background of the students. So it is. We don't have general question for every student, but as I said, the interview will be tailored on the background of the students. So we will ask something specifically related to your previous studies.
Okay. Thank you. Next question from Romina. On the website says the application period is closed, so we cannot apply for the coming year. Is there a question?
Yes, actually, the application are closed just for a couple of days from one intake to the other. These are just a few days of pause between the two intakes. But as I mentioned, in 2 days, they will open again. So on the 15th of April, you can start the application again, and you have up to the 31st of May. And at that point, on the 31st of May, application for this upcoming academic year will be definitely closed.
Okay. Thank you, Beatrice. Great. Those were the questions we have received so far. If there are any further questions, this is your moment, so you can ask us. Yeah, again, for also people in the recording, or if you missed the part, because I saw some people join later, you can stay on actually and watch the start of the recording. So the moment we finish this, within a minute or two, it will restart. So you can right away watch it and still submit questions actually as well. We did get another question. Kumbirai is saying, is a medical degree acceptable to apply?
Yes, it is.
Okay, short and sweet. Okay, good. Hope that answered that, Kumbarai. I assume so. similar to that, can I apply if I finish my bachelor degree in July?
Yes, you can. Beatrice maybe can confirm this. You can apply even if you haven't finished the bachelor, you haven't obtained the bachelor degree yet.
Yes, absolutely. I confirm that you can start the application and then complete your bachelor. You put just the transcript, among the documents you have to submit, of course, there's not the degree certificate yet, but with the transcripts of records, you will be good enough to complete your application.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. And those were the questions we have received. I just want to emphasize as well, we asked a couple of questions in the polling. So please do give us your feedback. So we asked you if you're, for when you're interested, or if not, if you cannot apply, but you are interested, why would that be? Just to get some feedback from you. And if you, of course, found the session useful. So please let us know. We like to hear from you and get your feedback. So again, for everybody, also people watching the recording. Valeria has another question. How many places are allocated for this program? Who can answer?
It will be roughly 50 students, non-Italian students.
Okay, clear. I hope that answered your question, Valeria, and that gives some clarity in terms of maybe your opportunity, how if you can join. And I guess it also depends on the interviews, what I just heard. All right, we still have a couple of minutes left for any last questions. So by all means, you can do that. I will share the link also in the chat for the program. So that's useful maybe for people that joined late or want to see it in their own time to read through the requirements and how to apply. So there you go. We did get another question from Viam. Can I know more information about the transfer from Ukraine? Beatrice.
Yes, Viam, I'm going to send you a link in reply to your question. So you have the page where you can be updated on what the university is doing for Ukraine. And at the same time, I will write in the chat, if I can, okay. I will write in the chat the email to the Welcome Office and I invite you to contact them for any question on the matter.
Great. Perfect, thank you. So Dionysia, if I say that right, excuse me, is the program also available in Italian or only in English?
Only in English. The Italian course does not exist anymore. Even though our study plan includes some courses taught in Italian, but some of the courses that can be chosen at the second year are taught in Italian. Moreover, there is a course of Italian language for students who don't speak Italian, because it is required that students learn some Italian.
Okay. Thank you. Hope that's answered that. In the meantime, I see Beatrice has been posting the links as well, especially for the people from Ukraine. So you can find that as well as the email. So the Welcome Office at unipfpv, I should say, .it. So it's also in the chat. And before we go, first of all, the audience, please do let us know the polling results or the answers if you have to go. we have a last minute for any question, we can still then take it. But otherwise, if not, then slowly we will round off this session. From my side, I would like to thank everybody for joining. So first of all, of course, the audience, the potential students out there. We had a nice turn up from different countries. I saw the Czech Republic, I saw Spain, Germany, Morocco, Egypt, Ukraine, of course, France, Russia. Well, I'm sure I forgot some, but we had a great turn up from all these people. So it would be great to see, of course, some of you ending up in Pavia next year. You might be co-students that you're in this session together and start studying together next year. Who knows? But also I'd like to thank the panelists, the presenters, I would rather call them. We had Roberto with us, Virginie, Elena, and Beatrice. Thanks a lot, all of you, for your time and your detailed explanations. And maybe to round off this session, maybe a last word would be maybe great from the professors, just a last word to finish this webinar.
Well, come to Pavia because it is a wonderful city, very nice. The university is a very good university, and you will enjoy our course.
And as someone coming from outside Pavia, not native from Pavia, I can confirm it's a beautiful city and it's a very nice place to study and to live.